The basic elements of Business Process Modeling Notation, or BPMN, are similar to the shapes used in other process diagrams. But the BPMN standard provides ways to add as much specific, technical information to your diagram as you need. Let's look at how these elements are used in this example diagram. There are two pools on the main page of the change of address process, one for the company, Prozware Inc., and one for a customer. The Prozware Inc. pool has two lanes, one for activities performed by the help desk and one for activities performed by the processing center. Each pool has a start event and an end event. The customer initiates the process by sending a change of address form to the help desk at Prozware Inc. Notice that the connector between the customer activity and the Prozware Inc. activity, that is, going from one pool to the other, is different from the connectors that are used inside each pool. Inside each pool, the sequence flow is used, which is represented by a solid connector. Between pools, the BPMN standard says to use a message flow connector, which is dashed rather than solid. It indicates that messages flow from one pool to the other, but sequences are limited to a single pool. Inside the Prozware Inc. pool, there are three types of activities, identified by distinct icons on the activity shape and, in this diagram, by colors. How do you know what each icon represents? A quick way is to right-click the shape and look at the options that are set for it. The first activity has a loop type of none, a task type of user, compensation is not checked, and the activity type is task. So this is a user task. And if I zoom in on the icon, it kind of looks like a sketch of a person. The other activity that has an icon in the upper right corner has similar settings on the shortcut menu, except it's a script task, meaning it's automated. The third activity is not a task. There is no task type on the shortcut menu. A look at the activity type shows that it's a collapsed subprocess instead of a task. That means there are multiple steps involved in completing the task, which in this case is verifying the account. But for the sake of making this overview process easier to read, the steps are placed on a separate page of the diagram, and a single shape represents that subprocess here. The subprocess shape is hyperlinked to the subprocess page, so it's easy to follow through to the details. I'll talk more about subprocesses in another video. There's only one more element to demonstrate in this example diagram, and to do that I'll follow a link to the subprocess page by holding down the Control key and clicking the shape. That element is the gateway shape. There are a few types of gateways, and they're identified by icons on the shapes, like the activity shapes are. These gateways have X's, and by right-clicking and looking at the gateway type, I can see that they're exclusive data with marker types. Exclusive data means that the sequence can follow only one of the outgoing branches. In this case, the form is either OK or it's not. It can't be both. Other gateway types handle different routing situations. For example, if the process branches into several simultaneous paths. But many processes use only exclusive gateways, including this process. In the next video, I'll show how to get started creating this diagram from scratch.